camp is officially here, Wolf. Almost tomorrow.
Breathe in, man.
It's camp week.
Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
This got to be like Christmas Eve for you.
It's right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, man. It's always a painful moment. It's always a situation where I get to say goodbye to my family for 6 months for the most part, because it's like, okay, Dad's going to be working.
See you in February.
See you later, yes. And yet at the same time, it's ball.
Finally.
It's ball. Somebody let me scrape up the knuckles right now. Get some blood on the knuckles. Here we go.
There's an extra level of juice to it this year, too, compared to last year. Because last year it was like, okay, football's back, but we all probably know the Cardinals aren't going to the playoffs last year. This year, I would say anything goes.
I would say anything goes right now. But what I'm most excited about, and you guys know this, what I'm most excited about, and I apologize to the fans that are listening right now, because I know the fans, it's all about the wins, and it should be all about the wins. And I understand that from your perspective. But for me, as a guy that played in the NFL from 1985 to 95, we have turned back the clock, brah. This is going to be a physical offensive football team. Now, we'll see how the defense responds, but we all know this culture. This iteration of the Arizona Cardinals, their culture is my favorite. And the only one that rivals it is BA's. Remember BA?
Yeah.
And the way BA would go ahead and we're going to line up, we're going to run 22 and 23 double.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do. And we're going to throw the ball, Carson Bomber. We're going to throw it downfield after we attack the line of scrimmage. That was a very physical football team. This is going to be even more physical.
You've been waiting for this for a while. You've been waiting for this even when they were, how was their record that year?
Bruh.
10-2? Even then, I mean, it goes back to what you were just saying. You like the wins.
I know.
But you were talking about, is it sustainable if you don't play a more physical brand of football?
As an old wedge buster, as a guy that played
Thank you to all wedge busters.
That's right.
Thank you, wedge busters.
As a guy that played fullback, and right now, Basin audience, don't talk to me about the Mike linebacker, even though the Mike linebacker is a very physical position. There's no doubt about that. The fullback was the most physical position in all of football, other than the wedge buster. See what I did right there? But it's the truth. It really is. Okay? And because of that, that's the part of the game that I love. And the pendulum, I've been talking about it, really swung out there, right? All of a sudden, all these new schemes that were brought into the NFL, and we're going to spread the field, and that's what we're going to do. And look, everybody, who's got the ball? Where is it? Well, get out of my way. Just get out of my way, okay? That's good, and we're going to do that because you need to do that, but you also need to be capable of tapping into the essence of the game of football. Line up and bash somebody, bruh. Red! Run! I mean, red! Run! Let's go. Red! Run! Red! Run! Red! Run! Red! Run! Die!
You're going to have to do that in the
metaphorically
broadcast
speaking.
booth at some point.
But that's
you think
the mentality.
You got to get like shirts made or something. You're going to have to go up there and give one to
I know, man.
Dave
but
Pash.
It's just, this is the mentality. It is. And I love the mentality that is back. It fills me with excitement and expectation that I love. And because of that, I think the Cardinals too are going to win. They're going to win more games. That much I'll guarantee you. They're going to win more games than 4. If they don't win 9, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to be really disappointed if they don't win 9 games. Okay. Now I don't know if that's going to get them in. I don't know if that's going to get them into the postseason or not, but we'll see.
If they win 9 games and don't get in, I mean, this is getting way ahead of ourselves. so be it. That's a significant improvement. Some of it's out. If they win 9 games this season, I will be happy with what they did, whether they get in or not.
Just if they do it the physical way.
Well, they're
the
gonna
physical kind of way.
They don't have that. That's how they're doing.
Well,
it. They're either going to do it or they're not.
Well,
you think
never
Jonathan
know.
Gannon's suddenly going to walk out with
you just never
pineapples
know,
for everyone?
I mean, we'll see.
As far as Kyler Murray, CBS did their quarterback tiers, and they went through and they had like the big 3 is Mahomes, Lamar, and Josh Allen. I would argue Mahomes probably should just be in his own tier.
Yes.
The could join them next year tier: Joe Burrow, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love. The sneaky upside, high-level starters, okay, Brock Purdy's in there, Dak is in there, Matthew Stafford, a few others. Kyler's all the way down in tier 4, intrigue with question marks. It's a very odd group when you put them all together. Aaron Rodgers, Anthony Richardson, Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Will Levis, Kyler Murray, all in that group together.
Okay.
But you also have Tom Pelissero saying this on the Rich Eisen show on Friday, talking about Kyler's upside this year.
This is ambitious. It's something that it's come up a bunch of times when, I've interviewed Trey McBride. I've talked to other people with the Cardinals, Paris Johnson as well. They don't think it's crazy to talk about Kyler Murray as a dark horse MVP candidate. They think that it's in Kyler Murray. Remember, last year, he's coming off of a serious injury and wasn't ready, obviously, at the start of the year. Comes in and plays, but lost a lot of time on task with Drew Petzing's offense. Now you've got a healthy offseason. Everybody has said positive things about how Kyler's preparing, which has always been something that people have harped on with him.
Yeah, that was a knock on him earlier in the
And
career.
you gave him Marvin Harrison Jr.
Maserati Marv.
So Kyler is still, he's still in his prime athletically. He still can make people miss like anybody this side of Lamar. And it's a matter of harnessing that and trying to get the most out of it.
Well, you get that music in the background, too.
Yeah. I mean, even though I think of John Facenda, every time I hear that, Google it, my young crugs. John Facenda, the voice of the NFL, by the way. Last century, but still for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think of John Facenda. I need something a little bit more in your face at this point in time because even though I know the reporting for training camp tomorrow, even though I know nobody's going to hit anybody.
Even though we're going to be out there on Thursday.
They're not going to bust a grape, okay?
But they're not going to be eating grapes either. See?
Luke, that was really good.
So
that was so good.
It's getting a little more physical.
They're not going to be eating grapes. They're not going to be eating cantaloupe or watermelon or any of that stuff. Because who would want to eat while I'm out here trying to bash your head in, metaphorically speaking, once again? Oh, yeah, give me some cantaloupe, man. And I'm going to wipe this blood on my pants as I eat it.
Metaphorical head bashing. Here's more from Tom Pelissero.
I'm not saying he's got to win the MVP. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in the NFL.
It's got to be in the talks, though,
We've
right?
got to, if the Cardinals are going to be relevant, if they're going to be a playoff contender, we at least have to be talking about Kyler Murray in that conversation.
Do you see a path to that? Could you see a path to that?
I see a path to him being in the conversation. I don't think Kyler Murray is going to win MVP this year.
Yeah.
But I do see a very realistic path to him being in the conversation because he was in the conversation a couple years ago, and I would argue the situation is better now.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It'd be a tall order for Kyler Murray to go from what he did last year, play 8 games, even though the last 4 games, the Arizona Cardinals had the number 1 offense in the league in terms of yards per game. It's kind of a big metric. I understand that, but it's also kind of an important metric. Even though the last 4 games, again, almost a quarter of the season right there, yeah, they were the number 1 offense in the league. But you got to win as well to win MVP. You got to win.
Yeah.
You got to win. Forget about 9 and 8. That's not going to do it. You got to win if you're going to win MVP.
Well, I mean, look, Aaron had him at, 11 wins? Look at her over there.
Yeah, I mean, I had him at 11 wins.
11 wins.
What do you mean you had him at 11?
When we went game by game. Remember we went through each game of the schedule?
When was that? I mean, that was...
When the schedule was released in May.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, I forgot about that, Mal. So you've got him at 11 wins. I think, it's going to take a little bit more than that.
I don't remember what you and I
When
feel
you
like
have
we were-
Red Run and you have Kyler,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
No, do I see a path to him blowing up? Yeah, I do. Oh, it's there. It's there. But it's all built and predicated on being able to run the ball. And if you're not, that's
the
going to
ball?
make it really, really hard for the Cardinals. Yes. They have to run the ball.
Like my shirt, kind of.
Red! Run! Red! Run! You have to be kidding me!
Or did you mean more like Aaron's shirt?
I mean, Rick's got one too. Where's yours?
This is...
I could
Mason
not
Otis,
have
you gotta be
turned
kidding me!
any more squared up with you while you were
This is
talking.
the stuff I don't look at. I look at eyes.
Clearly.
I'm eyes. This is unbelievable. Basically, they all put on Red Run T-shirts that I had no idea they even had. Oh my goodness, that's so good. That's well done too. I love the way you turn the D around.
Aaron did that.
Red and the R, Mel.
That's why I was like,
That's
look
exact.
at Aaron.
That's a. Oh my gosh! But this is. I honestly, can we rip this and send it to the Warrior Queen? Because she's gonna lose her. She's gonna laugh so hard because she says my powers of observation are hysterical. I look at eyes when people talk.
No, I mean, that was everything you've always said about like covering a kick where you're like, just follow the eyes.
Yes.
I could have written anything on. You were saying Red Run, and I had it on my shirt, and you weren't looking. I'm like turning my chair away from the mic, leaning in. Now Wolf has one too.
Here we go. Red Run.
Now you got to put it on and broadcast the rest of the show with it on.
Okay, I
And
definitely.
I'll see if I notice it.
It's got a tag as well, and so does my chair. Interesting, but this is. Oh my
A
goodness.
new chair for the show.
Yeah, we are late.
Yeah, we're way late.
Okay, Red Run. Oh, it's a Red Run Monday. Here we go.
Wolf, you going to wear that on the broadcast this year?
I don't think they'd let me.
With the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the sport coat over the T-shirt. It's
Guys,
becoming a thing. That's a
is
look.
so unbelievable.
I was starting to wonder, like, so do we not say anything and go to break? Because the problem is, if you had noticed during break, I don't know what we would have done.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.